What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today, I want to talk about how I believe that my era of white people were the best. All right? My era, all right, my generation of white folks were the best. I'll tell you why. All right? So, I was born in the early 80s. All right? And so, my stomping grounds as far as timeline is concerned, as far as doing young adult things and being impressioned, by, popular society was in the 90s and early 2000s. Those were my years when I step up in the club, every weekend I'm like, I'm going to the club, right? I'm a dance, and I was a dancer. Listen, I was the guy on the dance floor battling. All right, that was me. I was one of those guys that had his own circle at the club. When I step up in that piece, me and my partners, you gonna part the Red Seas for me and my homies, because we dancing. We're gonna dance. We're doing a routine. All right, we done practice this shit. All right, God damn it, before we got to the club type shit. Like, we dancing, putting people to shame. All right, I was also that guy in all the freestyle ciphers. Yeah, I used to rap too. Right, back when you actually freestyled. When you actually came up with the word in a nanosecond, off the top of your head, not a written throwaway rhyme that you wrote, you've been practicing for months, like straight off the dome, like those days, right? And I thought that back in those days, like the Lil Jon days, like Lil Jon, to me, I think Lil Jon, I think he's one of the most inspirational, successful black hype men / Southern rappers to ever come out, because he was the only dude that get a bunch of black folks to get crunk in the club without killing each other. Because for some reason, even though we was all from different places, we was all on the same side when Lil Jon came on, all right? But during that era, I feel like white people expressed themselves, was the height of European American expression as far as music, as far as them telling us how they feel, how they feel about, society and their role in it, and how they feel about, their lives in a society, right? Because back then we had this thing called alternative rock, all right? Now keep in mind, rock and roll is, all these genres are black, all right? But white folks in the early 90s and 2000s had the greatest music, as far as I'm concerned, in white history in America, right? To where every black person was rocking. We had our white bands that we was rocking unashamedly, right? You talking about Evanescence? What? Dog, you couldn't get a young black person in a vehicle that went faster than 85 miles an hour listening to a goddamn Evanescence CD, especially me. Don't play with me, I'm crashing. We all dying. All right, you pop in Evanescence, especially when Evanescence made the female, the lead singer with the dude. That was it. What? You talking about Three Doors Down? Korn? Limp Bizkit? Are you kidding me? Listen, white folks, when they were making music with that alternative rock, man, I can feel the soul of white folks. I knew what they were about, right? Creed, Take Me Higher, right? That's back when white people they had found this niche where they were able to express to the greater society how they felt about, all manner of topics, right? They were able to get it out, right? Now, before that, we had the grunge, right? You had the grunge, and that's back when the white boys in high school used to wear them trench coats. Listen, every one of them white boys in trench coats was my best friend. All right, let me tell you that right now. My best friend. They was my best friend. We was best friends. Just in case they decided to come up in the goddamn, come up in the goddamn school and decide to air out all their grievances, I was the one they were going to say, but you cool. That was going to be me, right? But back then they had the grunge, I remember that. Y'all was kind of depressed back in those days. That was a little depressed, but then y'all got a little happier and got to that alternative rock. And I'm telling you, black folks, we was rolling with you on that. We was like, yeah, we hear you, white man. I heard white people back then. That's my era. I know what the white folks was going through back then, right? My era of white folks had it figured the fuck out. Now, I don't know what the hell happened to the generation after my generation of white folk, but their music sucks. All right, there's no white people music other than Taylor Swift, who ain't nothing but a generic white woman who basically is famous for pretending to be a 90s black woman. That's it. There's always one. And you ever notice there can only be one skinny anorexic white woman at a time, right? Have you ever noticed that? Like before Taylor Swift, there was like, yeah, like Miley Cyrus. There's only one, you can only have one of them pop star, somehow they end up being a billionaire because they stay on tour their whole lives type white girl, right? Like Taylor Swift is the latest one, right? Who doesn't do anything particularly amazing, but, you know, they put her together, you know, and package her as a product globally around the world, and it works, right? But that's, I mean, other than Taylor Swift, who y'all got? You know, that's white, that black folks be like, yeah, you know, we blasting that shit. You got your every now and then, you got your Robin Thicke's, you got your, you know, your few R&B artists every now and then that kind of like get up in there. But for the most part, man, white folks are not expressing themselves musically like they did in the 90s and the early 2000s. That was the grand time. Now, you may say Beastie Boys, 80s and stuff like that and all that. Yeah, you did have that era, like in the 60s and things like that. But I truly believe the 90s and the early 2000s was the best era for white music. I was rocking it. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was feeling everything they had to say. They need to get back to that, because as of right now, man, they don't know how to express themselves. They don't got music to express themselves. Nothing that you can say to kind of come from them, because alternative rock came from them. We got rock, alternative rock came from them, but now they just listening to the worst shit we got. And they got that death metal music that ain't nothing but death metal music and shit like that. But yeah, who remember those? Limp Bizkit, Three Doors Down, Maroon 5, all that good shit. Bring that shit back. Make that America great again. I like that shit. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
These wounds won't seem to heal, and this pain is just too real. There's just too much that time cannot erase. When you cried, I'd wipe away all of your tears. When you scream, I'd fight away all of your fears. And I held your hand through all of my years, and you still have hold of me.
Hired by Creed as Classic Soul. Not gonna lie to y'all, I was pretty skeptical. But wait till you hear this. When dreaming, I'm guided to another world, time and time again. At sunrise, I fight to stay asleep, 'cause I don't want
I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time. But I watched the world flow to the dark side of the moon. And I feel there's nothing I can do. Yeah. I watched the world flow to the dark side of the moon. After all, I knew it had to be something to do with you. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you be my friend at the end. And if I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? And if I'm alive, then, well, will you be there holding my hand? I keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite. You called me strong, you called me weak, but still your secrets I will keep. You took for granted all the times I never let you down. You stumbled in and bumped your head. If not for me, then you'd be dead. I picked you up, put you back on solid ground. And if I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? And if I'm alive, then, well, will you be there holding my hand? I keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite.
On the internet said we as black people have at least 4 rock songs on retainer that we can sing with our full chest.
Whoa, whatever makes you break, but I got it what I wanted now. Oh, it was never my intention to brag, to steal it all away from you now. But God, does it feel so good, and cause I got it what I wanted right now. And if you could, then you knew you would, but don't it just feel so? What's the worst thing I can say? Things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. If I go crazy now, will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand? I'll keep you by my side with my superhuman, my kryptonite, yeah! So yeah, those are my songs for when I find myself in karaoke situations around white people. What are your songs? Duet this!
Top 5 white people songs that black people stole. Let's go. Number 5, Never Made It As One. Staple. Make sure to follow and let me know if I left out any song that you thought was going to be on the list, or did I get it right? All right, number 1, You Guys Don't Own This Song Anymore. It's
now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.